So I'm going to talk about sales, mainly B2B sales. I'm going to go light a bit on B2C as well, but mainly it's B2B. So I don't know how many people over here know Sutra first. Like, let me start with a sales pitch for myself. Okay, quite a few, not bad. What is the difference between marketing and sales? No, I'll give you for me it's a very basic definition. Marketing is paisa kharch karna, sales paisa andar lana. No, you're saying that. You know what? Marketing is paisa kharch karna, sales is paisa andar lana. Yeah. So in dhanda it's very simple. When you market, you spend money. When you do sales, you get money. Nothing else. Sales, has got very different names. So people say topi pehna ke aa gaya, then usko chipka ke aa gaya. There are a lot of people in my company say, "यार दो ब्रांड में क्या चिपकाया है? मालूम क्या? ट्रांसफर में क्या चिपका टोपी पे लगा है?" तो this kind of हाँ बकरा मिला, या टोपी पे चप्पल मार के आया whatever. So sales is very इसको बनाया उसको बनाया whatever dash. So but sales in a way if you kind of as you scale or when it moves beyond an individual and stuff then it becomes more streamlined, more processified whatever. So how I'm going to go ahead is basically I'm going to highlight on sales, basic aspect of sales, then move into B2B sales and what are different ways to do B2B sales and then highlight a bit of B2C sales. Now I want to know what are the most important aspect of sales. There are tons of people who've done sales here. Tell me what are the most important aspect of sales I want to know.
Listen. The first cold call. Listen.
The first
cold call. That's the most important part.
Yeah, so that is you take the first step, you take the leap, so which is a good thing, yeah, you can say. What else?
Listening. Listening to the
customer. Okay.
Trust in your product.
What?
Trust in your product.
Trust in your product. See, I'm telling you something what you sell, then you kind of trust that, yeah. Anything today, if you sell anything out there, maybe you have trust, whatever. So
maybe the person who's buying the product.
Okay, you should have trust in the product. Depends, so let's not do product, let's do product and services. So services sometimes is very variable. It's nothing like I'm selling this iPhone or maybe this mouse, whatever. So it's a little variable. So what if there are a lot of people who might be selling services and stuff. So it's very variable. So services obviously there are a lot of conditions involved. This is I would say you know the product now, it's time to go and sell or whatever. You have complete product knowledge. Now it's very important that you communicate it right. So first thing is the whole wherein you put the right message across, maybe in the pitch or whatever, however you're selling. The most important is you should be able to connect with the customer. I'll give you a very good example of Gujarati people. They are amazing at sales. Whenever my partner is Gujarati or whatever, so the moment he speaks one che, the other guy, if he's a Gujarati, he'll start talking Gujarati. He'll forget all damn language in his word and he'll start Gujarati, karu chu, ye chu, wo chu, whatever. And then he'll just, so I literally move out of the table and they are talking. And then he'll send him pakka. So what is very important wherein you need to connect with the customer. So probably if someone is talking Hindi, you can't talk in English, you have to change the pitch. A lot of people we sell these recruitment plans to folks in Delhi, and 70% time we have to talk in their language. Or bhai kya loge? We have to go into that mode, whatever. So very very important, you have to connect with the consumer. You can't have a very fixed pitch, whatever. So you have to be flexible. Sales, it can never be fixed or very processified. It has to be very flexible when it comes to especially communication. Thirdly, you said about convincing. More than that, I would say trying to understand what your customer wants. Very cliche things, but very basic important things. and very important aspect of sales. Trying to understand what a customer wants. Yeah. So you know what, today probably, I don't know, can we take any of the examples, like any. So basically again, like if you're selling an HR product or HR services, so the need of a staffing company is very different to a corporate company. So you need to understand that need, and then probably understand what all he wants, whatever. So today, Nitin, he sells this online store. So he needs to understand what a 52-year-old lady wants. He can't have the same thing for the same person or someone who's selling mobile phone on Zeppo, whatever. So whatever, so he's got some great customization feature and also, which is great. So very, very important, no convincing, nothing. Try to understand what your customer wants and just give him that. And if you can't give him that, straight away say no. Don't chipkaw for it. Because you know what, you chipkaw for whatever, but you won't go a long way. Probably एक बार करोगे, दो बार करोगे, third time the word will go out in the market and your company will fall flat. So if you can't give him what he wants, you shouldn't sell him. Fourth, and the most important point I would say is wherein you've almost on the verge of closing the sale, but you need to probably just knock it down, just to finish it or close it. You need to tell things what the other person loves to hear. As in, wherein you tell them what value add you get. So supposedly I'm selling this phone, whatever. Somebody says, I want a camera which can take very good pictures, clear pictures. So I want to sell him an 8 megapixel phone, whatever. So you tell him, you understand his need and you make him understand what value add he's going to get out of your service or product. Now I'm going to talk about different types of B2B sales. Now you know what? One has to really know what type of sales fits the particular kind of business. So like you said, wherein people come and sign up, whatever. So first, according to me, it's broadly classified into 4 to 5 type of different B2B sales. First is what we call very lean model of sales. Now yours is very lean. You've done your whatever marketing bit, social media, Twitter, people come and sign up. So that basically fits in a lot of people who've got SaaS or product, something when people come and sign up and all. So that is mainly driven by some word of mouth marketing and all. You don't need to have people feed on. It's very lean. And the best part of this model is where you can scale like stupendously to a greater height with very less number of people. So a good example is 37 Signals, wherein I think so they have I don't know how many million users and stuff, and their staff is only 30 people. So the lean model, so over there you need to probably focus on giving product demos and stuff online, providing them videos. Besides that, probably give them some trial login for a month, and also a lot of SaaS company do that. So how many people know NetAmbit over here? NetAmbit. So NetAmbit, what is one of the most craziest. I want all you guys, especially want to learn about sales, read about NetAmbit. Very, very important. It's one of the most craziest sales machine. There's this guy called Girish Batra who's built it. He's got 7,000 people, and if I'm not wrong, 5,000 people are on phone selling all financial products. It's one of the most craziest sales story I know, at least in India. And this guy, people now now there's this whole word out, okay, are you following the NetAmbit model? So NetAmbit, NetAmbit. Yeah, so, he do read about him. It's his stories, whatever he's crazy. They hire 1,000 sales people every month, which is crazy. I don't know how they do it. 1,000 sales people in a month, out of which 350 people leave every month. So they have a crazy attrition. But how they do it? Trust me, hiring software and all that. Infosys does all this, but trust me, hiring sales people is tough. And the way that guy is built is crazy. So they have, as with 7,000 people, they do revenues of some 450 crores and all. And all of them are the people below 8-10K, and they do phone selling. So they have this very unique model, what they call hub and spoke model. When they have got 4,000 people stationed in various call centers and stuff, and these people generate leads, and they randomly call anyone. In fact, the saying was for every 7 calls that you receive for a financial product, out of every 10 calls, 7 calls are from NetAmbit. So that's the kind of coverage they've got. So if they literally say almost 50% of Indians have received a call from NetApp till date. So that's the figure which is out. So you can imagine how. So every morning one gets like a 200 number sheet. And I don't know how they do it, from where they get the data. And then they do this blind calling, cold calling. It's like the most craziest cold calling story ever. So they follow this model wherein they generate lead, they randomly call people, and then someone is on the feet or sheet when who goes and closes the account, collects the document. So this is a very good mix of what you call telephone plus offline model, whatever you call it. So if something like this works for you, great, whatever. So you need to probably figure out how to. These are the different models, whichever suits you can pick it up, whatever. Fourth is wherein there's this whole, which I find it very boring and very sad, trust me, wherein you do all this pre-sales, this thing, and then you go and pitch for an account, and then you show them some fancy presentation and stuff, and then like this another, as you present, there's another dude sitting outside to present next and all. For me, that's like all the, but a lot of people do this because these are basically bigger accounts. That is another kind of B2B sales. The last one, I don't know how much is applicable to guys over here, is when you do tender sales. Wherein you have to fill up a tender and apply for it, and then multiple people, and then your bid goes and stuff, and you crack this deal, whatever. So that's another model. So the whole idea of highlighting all these models is wherein you guys can probably go back and think which model would suit my kind of business. And the more, like in the order in which I presented, it becomes, so the lean model is the leanest, then the telesales model, then the tele plus offline model, then probably this whole presentation bit. The more you go down, it becomes more expensive, whatever, like in terms of cost and stuff to acquire a client. But that completely depends which business would suit you. So these are the 5 basic models of B2B sales that I've classified. B2C sales, I don't know, is more marketing driven. So B2C sales, all these e-commerce companies and stuff, is wherein you do crazy bit of marketing to attract eyeballs and you do it. So that is very, very marketing driven, then sales driven. So over there, you won't find a head of sales. So a lot of these e-commerce companies, they don't have head of sales and stuff. They have head of marketing. They pay crazy amount of money to the marketing guy because he's the one who attracts the eyeball and does sales for you. Any questions? She showed me the things.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What is the kind of categorization do you propose when you're making your sales call? At one point of time, how do you categorize your leads? Is there a categorization methodology?
Yeah, so I'll tell you about that whole leads, and there's a lot of presentations out there. I can take a probably email and forward you, which says there's a funnel and there's like some 80% show up. Out of that, probably 40% will convert, and eventually 10 or 20% of the accounts will get converted. So they say for every 100 sales, you have to at least turn off for 80 meetings.